Hello and welcome to Desert Rat Fiber Arts. I'm Desert Rat, but you can call me Lloyd. Okay, today we're going to continue our fiber study for 2024. But before I do that, I wanted to show you last time we spun Ramie, and I thought, well, let me try doing some dyeing of it and see how it did. So I did a natural dye, and this is what we got. This is actually that same Ramie that we spun in the last episode. This is dyed with turmeric. So you do your mordant of it. I did a scour first in some hot water with some soda ash. Boiled it for, I think it was about an hour or so along. I did some cotton at the same time. And this is just regular old Lily sugar and cream cotton that was on a cone. I had some left, so I went ahead and wound it into a hank. So the cotton came out really pretty too. So anyways, scoured both of these and then mordanted it in, I think it was a 15% solution of alum. And then did that, and then the actual dyeing, it was a 1-to-1 of turmeric to fiber. So in this case, I had a total of I think it was 60 grams here total between these two. So 60 grams of turmeric in there. Cooked that in the pot for about an hour or so, let it cool overnight, and then washed it out. And those were the results of dyeing the Ramie in some cotton using natural methods, using turmeric. So, came out beautiful. I thought I'd share that with you first. So today we're going to be taking on this soybean top. And let's get a little bit of information on it. And I'm looking at what Paradise Fibers is listing for theirs. First of all, it says they were developed in the USA in the 1930s by Henry Ford, used in Ford car upholstery pre-1940. Interesting. So, according to Paradise Fibers, high-quality soy fiber made from okara soy pulp, a byproduct of tofu production. Soy pulp is the insoluble part of soybean that remains when pureed soybeans are filtered in the production of soy milk. This is a magnificent protein fiber with astounding luster and amazing drape. Soft, smooth, and light, handle similar to silk or cashmere with the same moisture absorption as cotton with better moisture transmission. This fiber proves comfortable and sanitary. The breaking strength of soybean fiber is higher than that of wool, cotton, and silk, and only lower than that of polyester fiber of high intention. Creates high quality and high density fabrics yarn. The stability of this fiber is high and will not shrink when hot water is applied when washed naturally. Fabrics made from soybean fiber have outstanding anti-crease, easy wash, and fast drying properties. Feels like cashmere and silk. Dry and comfortable, luxurious appearance, and radiant natural golden honey color with added health properties due to its inherent amino acids. You'll love this alternative to wool. Okay, so let's take a look at the fiber itself. Pull my little card out of here. Put that aside. So let's take this out of the package. It does feel very soft. Looks like it's kind of hairy, kind of feels like silk. Let's pull off a staple length of it. Wow. Let's see what we got here. Get my ruler out here and see what we got. This is roughly 5 inches. Very soft. Looks like it's going to be fiber going everywhere, kind of like what we had with our Ramie. So let me get my wheel set up, and I'm going to spin this and see what I want to do, whether I want to do it as a single or if I want to try do probably a chain ply on it. See how it turns out. This I'm not going to wet spin, since I don't think there's any need to. So it'll just be a standard spin. So let's get started. Okay, it's the next day. The yarn has been wet finished and hung up to dry, and here it is. So we got about 30 yards, chain plied, about 10 wraps per inch, so roughly a worsted weight between worsted and DK. It is a very soft yarn. It is very strong, has tons of drape, not much stretch to it though. Now let me tell you my spinning experience with this. It was not beginner friendly. It wasn't awful, but I had this stuff just sheds like crazy. I mean, I was covered from the bottom of my shirt onto my pants with this fiber, and it just is light and it just kind of floats everywhere. I need to find my apron and wear it if I spin this stuff ever again. Now, is it a bad fiber? No, it's actually very nice. It's strong. It's once you get the hang of spinning it, it's not that bad. It does kind of drift apart if you don't put enough twist in it, because there's zero crimp in this fiber. So yeah, you just keep that in mind. I think it would probably do really well if it were blended with wool or alpaca or something to give it some strength, to make some nice sock yarn. I don't know how this stuff would dye up. It would probably work just like any other plant-based dye. You can never be certain, because some of them they go through a process which kind of adds chemicals to it to get it to do its thing. So I don't know if it counts as a plant-based fiber at that point, because it gets converted through a chemical process. So we'd have to try it and see. You get some, if you really want to try some like tie-dye kits, because those work on cotton and linen and stuff like that. So it would probably be worth a try dyeing it with that, instead of setting up a huge dye pot and some fiber reactive dyes or a natural dye process to see. But again, I think it would be work very nice blended with something else. If you like the texture of silk, this is actually very close. If you don't like some people don't like the fact that with silk you're killing the animal in order to get the cocoons. There's a couple of ways of doing it. You can do it after they hatch as well. Just the quality's not as good. So some people are against silk in any way, shape, or form because of that process. Then this might be for you. Again, I think it was a very good fiber and worth the spin. I wouldn't do it if I was a very beginner. I'm still not super super good with spinning, but I felt challenged when I did it, and I think it came out pretty good. So I'm not complaining too much about that. So would I spin it again? Absolutely. If it was given to me, but I think I'd probably want to try blending it and see how well it would do in a blend instead of just a straight up spin with it. Okay, so next week or next video, I think we're going to try to take on some hemp. Now I have spun hemp before, and I usually spin it like I did with the Ramie. I spin it from the fold. This will probably be a single ply. I do the same thing with flax as well. It works very well with that. We'll do a wet spin with this again, so you can see how the hemp turns out. Now the hemp I've spun in the past came out really nice. It was slightly a darker color than this, but it'll lighten up. It'll actually kind of turn a grayish color after you boil it, because you're supposed to boil this to finish it. Boil it with some soda ash to help make the fibers stick together well. And it is kind of dense after it's spun. The same with linen. Technically, I've heard that the best thing to do is after you spin it and you boil it, as after it's washed and you're hanging it up to dry, you're supposed to beat it with a wooden hammer every once in a while during the drying process to help soften the fibers a bit. So It's a bit of work, but it might be worth doing if you're interested in that. I don't have a wooden hammer, so I'm not going to be pounding on my fiber. It's going to be what it is. If it comes out really stiff, it's stiff. We'll find a use for it anyways. So that's it. Until next time, this is Desert Rat. Happy crafting.